Namaste. Let us discuss manufacturing or why we think manufacturing will take off in the coming 1-2 decades in India. You would have heard the term called Atmanirbhar India or Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India. Whenever you hear this, the word that should strike in your mind is competency. What is India trying to do currently? India is trying to see in how many sectors can we become competent so that we gain market share. Once you gain market share, you can create jobs and then incomes will grow. Right? So we alluded to you in the previous videos that economy is all about competencies. If you are a small economy like Pakistan or Sri Lanka or Malaysia, you need to make sure that you need to have enough competencies that can take care of the 2-3 crore people. Sri Lanka fell, I'm digressing here, I know. Sri Lanka fell not because of some policy mistakes like organic farming and all taking debt. Many countries have taken debt and people make a lot of policy mistakes. However great you are, some mistakes will be done by the government. But mistakes should lead to setbacks, not collapse. Your collapsing means you didn't build economy on competencies, enough competencies at least. Let me not go deeper than this because this is not a Sri Lankan issue. So, like you would have seen Lehman crisis in US 2008. It also made a huge policy mistake. I am not just, it is a big mistake that economy has committed, right? Huge bubble, huge misallocation of capital, but US didn't collapse. US didn't go into civil war, right? Because US is a super competent economy. So your economy strength is a function of how competent the economy is. So let me come back. So Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India means India is now trying to take as many sectors as possible and trying to build competency hitherto where it didn't have market shares. Once you build market shares, you create jobs, then incomes will start growing and GDP will start growing. That is what is Atmanirbhar Bharat. How do we build competence? That is sector by sector. But let's say you go to China Bazaar, like you have a lot of items that you. Can you believe that we are importing nail clippers? Maybe today we are not, but even 2-3 years back we are importing nail clippers from China. Do you think all the items that you are seeing in your China Bazaar, should we really import them? Are we so incompetent as a nation, or are we so you should be so incompetent that you can't manufacture anything, or you're so rich that your labor costs and everything is so high that it doesn't make sense to manufacture here? Right? One of this should be the reason, right? Okay. So you really think whatever you're buying in China Bazaar, India can't do it, but Indians are not doing it because of lack of ecosystem. Right? Now, the new policy that India is trying to come out with is, boss, if I can take n number of years and x number of steps, can I become competent at all these items? Now India is taking item by item and saying what all should I do so that I can also become competent and start taking market share from other countries. If I'm importing nail clippers, what should I do so that I need not import nail clippers, at the same time produce world class nail clippers at the same cost that China is doing, or 5% costlier, or around the price that China is able to do it? Is it such a difficult thing that you can't manufacture nail clippers and all the items that we are buying in China Bazaar? No. It is a lack of the ecosystem. We didn't do it because we didn't do it. That's it. I don't want to get into political aspects of it. We didn't do it. It is not such a difficult thing to become competent enough to manufacture apparels, nail clippers, defense equipment, whatever. But it requires an ecosystem, right? Because an investor or an entrepreneur will take risks when he sees that if he takes risks, there's a probability of success. You are allowing China to dump everything here, then why will, do you think nobody in India is competent enough to think about manufacturing all those items in China Bazaar? No, it is the fear of ecosystem. You need to create an environment where people can say, okay, boss, if I do these things, I have a market. I may fail if I'm not the best manufacturer of nail clippers, but at least I have the probability of success. No, you don't lay roads. What do I mean by ecosystem? No roads, no electricity, no water, land acquisition is hell. There are no labor laws, proper labor laws, high taxation, high cost of capital. Then why will any manufacturer come forward and try to build organization or factories, right? Service industry took off, IT industry took off in India because IT doesn't require such a huge ecosystem as manufacturing. IT is like internet connections, education, and electricity. Most of it is taken care of. I'm not saying it is enough. More can be done, and it is being done. But manufacturing requires much more number of things to get it right. Look at let us just see the factory of the world, China. Like how large it is. Let us just see that. Go there and see. Yes. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm here. So look at China. 28% of the global manufacturing, 36% of chemical production, 10% of auto component industry, 58% of global footwear. Do you really think we can't manufacture our own footwear? Or at least, I'm not saying you should not import anything, but if you can become competent, you will get the GDP here instead of sending all the money outside to China, right? Can you not take steps and number of maybe time also and become competent to manufacture footwear, to manufacture textiles? 35% of textile manufacture is China. 17% of the capital goods is China. 60 to 65% of electric vehicles is China. Let me get back. So when I say Atmanirbhar Bharat, I am no way hinting that we will replace China. No, boss. It is the king of the world in terms of manufacturing. It is the factory of the world. They have built the competencies, and it will stay that way. I am just saying that we have an opportunity, and we are building an ecosystem where we can also gain some market share from China and also greater market share in the incremental manufacturing opportunity, right? I am no way hinting that we will replace China, okay? China will still be the manufacturer or the factory of the world. China was not born manufacturer, right? It acquired competencies, it worked on it, sector by sector it worked on it, and today it is a leader. So there's nothing called I'm good at it. We keep hearing this argument. India's strength is not manufacturing. India's strength is services. Yes, boss, our strength is services. That doesn't mean you need to, we are not such a rich country or we are not such a small country. We have 1.4 billion people to create jobs for. From no skill to high skill, we have to create jobs for everybody. A great economy is one which can create jobs for almost everybody who wants to work. Even a low skill or no skill person with little training should be able to get some job if he is ready to work. Unless somebody is not ready to work, he should be having opportunities. You need to create that kind of ecosystem. So you cannot sit back and say this is not my strength. China was not born as a factory of the world, right? They work towards it. Yeah, it is much tougher, but you should do it. We can do it, and we are trying to do it. That is what I am trying to make a case for, that India is taking item by item. I am not joking. This is what actually is happening. And seeing where we can build. If we take, like I mentioned earlier, if we take n number of years and x steps, can we become competent? If we can become competent, let's go and do it. That is what we are doing. Because manufacturing requires more things to be done from even the government or the countryside. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to emphasize when I say Atmanirbhar. We are trying to build competencies, and we can build. Like when Maruti came in 90s, more than 90% of the parts were assembled in India. We were not to start with having competencies in auto component manufacturing. But today, we are the fourth largest auto industry in the world. Why? Because we built competencies through 20-30 years. On the day one, you are assembling more than 90% of the parts. That is how you start. But you build competencies, right? You can ask me, why are you using this word competencies? Because competencies is what gets market share. Market share is what creates jobs. Jobs is what creates incomes. And only if you can grow incomes, you have to provide jobs for 1.4 billion people, right? That is why I'm using this word competency. It's a shortcut for the whole thing that I just explained. Okay, so it is not that on day one we are going to be competent. So let me see if I have missed something, and then we'll go to the next part of I will just show you an example where we have had a reasonable success. Defense. Let me go here. See, look at this. Our current defense is 13,000 crore defense exports, and you know what was the growth? 8 times in 5 years. So you need to make policies, you need to work towards this. Nothing is free, right? So that is what I'm trying to allude to. You need to take, if you do step 1 to step 100 and take time, if you think you will become competent, you should go and try to do it. And that is what is Atmanirbhar policy. Wherever and whatever is required, laying roads, electricity, bridges, airports, ease of doing business, giving predictability about cost of capital through monetary policy committee, whatever is required, you have to do. GST. I will discuss all those things when I discuss about the ecosystem part, but this is the introduction to what is Atmanirbharta. Atmanirbharta is about building competencies. See, our exports, defense exports has grown 8 times in the last 5 years. Is it a big number? No, very small number. But at least we can do it. I am just trying to make you understand that it is not impossible and it is imperative on us as a country with such huge population to create jobs for anybody, whether he is low skill or very high skill. He needs to be able to get job. So you need to become competent in as many sectors as possible. And for that, whatever is needed, you should be able to do it. And that is why you see Tesla, there was a discussion going on, like Indian government is not allowing Tesla to import the cars into India. If you start importing the cars into India, then just imagine what will happen. If Tesla takes away the whole market share of electric vehicles in India, one is the guys who are trying to build competencies will take more time. Two, the GDP, if Tesla comes and manufactures here, leave over Indian companies. Let's say Tesla comes and manufactures here. Look at it, adds to our GDP, right? Instead of we sending money to China, it starts adding to our GDP, right? And we will also become competent. Auto component vendors will start getting created who will work for Tesla, right? See, when I say Atmanirbhar, don't think it should be an Indian company. No, even an MNC should feel that, boss, if I go to India, everything is in place so that I can manufacture in India and export from India, like what JCB is doing. You know, JCB bulldozers, right? That is what it is doing, right? It's a UK company, but it is now put up a plant in Gujarat, and from Gujarat it is exporting. So you make it attractive enough for manufacturers, create an ecosystem that they will come and see India as a destination from which they can start exporting. If Tesla, we don't want to import Tesla vehicles from China, but if Tesla wants to come and create and be part of the ecosystem here, we should encourage. And I think India is open for it, but India is not open for importing and sending all the GDP to China. Instead of that, take time, maybe protect our own companies, Tata, Mahindras, create an ecosystem, incentivize, try for 5, 10, 15 years. If we can't do it by ourselves, then we'll see what to do. But don't just give up as if we are super rich or we are really incompetent. There's nothing like that. We are not good, bad. If you want to be good, it may take time. It will require political, what do you say? I'm not using the word someday. I'm not getting that word. Like you need to have that commitment from politicians that was we want India to become good at it. Then it will happen because there's an ecosystem that is required. So now, having established that, I will even show you one more graph. Just wait. Yes. I think yes. Look at this. Let me make it 200%. Just pay attention to this. 2014-15, 19,000 crore. Today it is 2,20,000 crore. What is this? Mobile manufacturing. Right? Mobile manufacturing. Where is 19,000 crore? Where is 2,20,000 crore? That's what I'm saying. We used to import all the electronic goods from China, Taiwan, Philippines. Why are we doing it? If we can take time, do step one step, maybe 100 steps are required, maybe 10 years we will take. But if we can go there, let us also go there because there are enough jobs and we are not rich. There are enough jobs needs to be created and we need to create jobs by becoming competent. You don't create jobs by throwing money on people. You create jobs because you become competent. Because of becoming competent, you get market share. Because of getting market share, you create jobs and then incomes will start growing. So this is the first part of the Make in India set of videos that I want to make. We will go to the second part where we will see what are the requirements in terms of ecosystem that is needed to be created, and then we'll discuss what India is currently doing so that and in what sectors we are positive India will take off in terms of manufacturing. Let me stop here and go to the next part of the video where we will discuss what is needed to create a manufacturing ecosystem. Okay.